consuming, of living the vegan or the vegan diet or the plant-based diet. So yeah, the vegan diet is not just there's not just one vegan diet. There are many, and this is like not all the ways, but this is maybe some of the main ways of eating a plant-based diet or vegan diet that I'm going to present. And yeah, and then within that framework of the vegan lifestyle or the vegan diet, again, there's not just one, but many ways. So for me, the vegan lifestyle is like it's like a placeholder, and within it, we can do in a way whatever we wish. And yeah, so vegan lifestyle is an ethical stand mostly, but it's also about many other things. So for health, it is very healthy. It is for the planet, for the social justice, for humans, for all animals. So it's a framework of compassion and kindness to all beings. It's not a rigid. There are no rigid rules, except the one rule is that of compassion and kindness, which then assumes a plant-based diet. So for me, the vegan lifestyle is no choice in that sense. I mean, it's the vegan, like not eating any animal ingredients. That's for me, it's not a choice because for me, animals are just not food, and neither is their secretions. We do not need it to live. In fact, it causes so many health issues in our bodies. So yeah, so eating a vegan diet is for me it's like a no choice. But then there's a lot of choices in the way that we eat a vegan diet, and that is quite fascinating. And people go from like eating raw food to like raw till 4, and then there's the 80-10-10, low fat, high fat, whole food plant-based diet, and so on and so forth. So one should choose whatever one feel best in. This is now really a choice. Like before, for the eating animals, that's not a choice because it's just ethically wrong, as simple as that. But then now we are really free to choose whatever makes us feel better, whatever we believe is better. Yeah, so let's dive a little bit in that topic, interesting topic. Yeah, so one of the first kind of way of eating is the raw vegan diet. That's like nature unprocessed bounty. So it's really the food in their natural state without being cooked mainly. And we can eat odd food, but just not like it's typically kept below 42 degrees Celsius. So there is like um, ovens that are called dehydrators that can warm up food in a very gentle way and not higher than that degree in order for them to preserve all the enzymes and nutrients so that they basically remain alive. Because if we cook um, like food in a way we kill that food, the enzymes in them. Not that it's not toxic, but it is. I mean, clearly we are killing the plants or the seeds. For example, if we cook seeds, then we cannot plant them anymore. They will not give any. They do not give anything anymore. While if we do not cook the seeds, then they will give a tree or plant or flower or anything. So we can see that like cooking can kill the life-giving energy, but that doesn't mean it's wrong really. But here in the raw vegan, then we try to preserve those living components of the food, which is how we maybe are supposed to, what we are supposed to eat mostly. Um, but yeah, over time, mankind has went to cold places, and there it was a bit harder to get fruits and legumes and vegetables like there is in hot countries. And those like we started to cook in order to help with food production basically. But when we lived in the tropics, then we probably could. I mean, in the past, like it was, we didn't have ovens or anything, so we just ate naturally. We ate what came from the trees, quite literally, and also nuts and seeds and other stuff. But a plant-based, basically plant-based raw vegan is what we ate in the very very beginning. Um, and yeah, so it's based on an abundance of fresh fruits, leaf, vegetables, yeah, sprouts and nuts and seeds, and yeah, and the raw vegans they make beautiful salads, um, beautiful smoothies. They make cold pressed juices. They dehydrate snacks and all of that while maintaining all the enzymes alive. So yeah, so those are on raw vegan. Um, they report like we see that they are very they feel light, energized, and they heal many issues, healing health issues on the diet because of that those kind of purity of the food, and it contains lots of fiber. Um, that yeah, that certainly like meat doesn't contain any fiber. So and fiber is extremely important for our microbiome, for our digestive tract. And the thing is, it's not that the question should not be where do we get our protein, but where do we get our fiber. It's much more common to have fiber deficiencies than protein deficiency. Protein deficiency in the West at least, it's very um, almost unheard of. Um, but fiber deficiency is quite rampant. So yeah, so raw vegans, they eat lots and lots of fibers, and it's um, very tasty. Um, and yes, I like I like this way of eating. I'm not eating 100% raw, but I do enjoy raw food quite a lot. The one thing to watch out for is to eat enough, because one concept that is very important to understand is the nutrient density. So, like salad, they have. I mean, all the raw food they are very very nutrients. Um, Not only raw, but raw, yeah. Especially they are very very nutrient, but they take some space to. I mean, volume wise, while there are other food that are very much caloric dense and that take very little volume, like oil. So um, this is a big difference. That means when we eat um, like a raw food, then uh, we feel our stomach, but maybe we don't eat enough of those because we need to eat a bit maybe more than what we are used to. So that because our stomach gets full, then maybe we feel full, but we still need to eat our share of calories, like 2000, 2500, depends on the person. And that means we eat quite a lot of food, which is great because then it means we can eat as much as we wish. There's no more restrictions. Um, and it's quite the opposite. We need to remove those concepts of restrictions. We can just eat until we are really satisfied, maybe even a little bit more. Um, and we will feel wonderful, basically. Um, yeah. Then there is the raw till form. That's kind of the best of both worlds of the cooking and the raw. Um, and the idea is to eat raw vegan, of course, until 4, and then from 4 to eat like then from 4 we can eat a cooked food. Uh, then we can have like the best of both worlds of the cooking. So in the morning and the afternoon we eat a lot of fruits and could be also salads, can be smoothies, juices, also snacks, raw snacks. And in the evening, we eat the cooked vegan meal, like pasta, rice bowls, vegetables, um, or salads with some cooked food. That way, we are very much energized in the morning and afternoon because when we eat a lot of fruits, especially, it contains a lot of energy, good energy. Um, so we feel very light during the entire day. We don't feel lethargic. And then in the evening, because it's a bit of like calming down, grounding, so then we eat the cooked vegan meal. Yeah, so this is It's great because it doesn't contain like strict rules except the raw till like raw until 4. And it's not really strict. I mean, if one eat a vegan meal, I mean cooked vegan meal at 2, um, nobody will say anything. So there's no rigid rules really. It's just a concept. One doesn't need to follow it 100%. And one can adapt it to do as one basically wish. And one can so-called invent their own way of eating. For me, I like sometimes I ate raw from 4. So like I ate the cooked until 4, and then from 4 onwards I ate raw. That way I can feel good in the evening and at night before going to sleep. But I am not following it this rigidly. If I want something cooked in the evening, I will have it. So yeah, so basically it's um, the vegan diet or the plant-based diet is just a framework. Then one can be creative. Then there is the whole food plant-based, which is really a lot about health. It's based on whole food, cooked or non-cooked, like lentils, also chickpeas, also fruits and other and beans, quinoa, oats, rice, brown rice. So what is minimized is basically excess oil and fats, sometimes even without any oil, or just a little bit. Then also sugars and salt is like minimized, at least processed salt and sugar. So fruit is okay. So yeah, fruit is also sugar, but it's natural sugar. It doesn't create as much issues as like processed sugar. It's very different in how we process them. So fruit is an entire. It's not only the sugar, and it's a special like type of. I'm not an expert in it. Fructose maybe. That is very easy to digest and gives energy, but doesn't spike our insulin. And yeah, so it's very health oriented and it's proven results scientifically. It's one of the most scientific way of eating and endorsed by many doctors. Those who follow the lifestyle medicine doctors, then they usually they recommend a whole food plant-based diet in order to reduce so many chronic issues and health issues like heart diseases and diabetes and others. And it can also even reverse issues or minimize the intake of pills. Okay, it's not maybe it cannot maybe do it 100% of the time, but in many cases it can reverse many issues. One of the best documentaries to check for that is Forks Over Knives. I already shared it in the past, one of the past session. But if you just check Forks Over Knives documentary, then you will see it and it's for free. In the past, it was on Netflix. It was, I mean, you had to have Netflix, but then they decided to give it for free, which is quite incredible from the producers. and it really shows that they care about spreading the message that this is very healthy and very good. Um, yeah, but if you think about it, they lose money if they do it, but they still need it because of this is because of their belief to help mankind. So that's why many of the plant-based documentaries are free, not all, and that's okay. I mean, we all need to live. Um, we all need to earn money to earn a living. Um, so it's perfectly okay for it to be like commercial, but it's not only commercial. Like all of them are not commercial. Just yeah, to earn something for the hard work and to be able to produce new documentaries, but some can live without earning this money from the documentaries, so they give it for free, like Fox Over Knives. So I would highly encourage everyone to have a look at that documentary, which discusses the whole food plant-based diet in land with many doctors, many medical doctors, some of the greatest one on earth currently. Doctors that really want to prevent all the issues, not only heal but also prevent them. And that one of the best way is the whole food plant-based diet. Yeah, so if you wish, you can give it a try. There's also a wonderful channel called Whole Food Plant-Based Cooking Show given by a couple, a lovely couple. And yeah, it's in one of my like recommended channel on my channel. At the very bottom, you can see it. You can follow it. But if you just check for Whole Food Plant-Based Cooking Show, you will find it immediately. Yeah, it's a wonderful show. It's a wonderful channel. So again, if one wishes to go the most healthy way of eating, and that's one of the best way, and it's also very tasty as well. Then we have the 80-10-10 style of eating. So the idea is that it's kind of a food focused philosophy where 80% of the calories that we eat daily come from carbohydrates, primarily from fruits and some vegetables. And then 10% then comes from the protein that comes from leafy greens and some nuts, and then 10% of fat that can come from like avocados and also nuts, but not a lot. So this is yeah, it focuses on the high carbohydrate intakes. There are many who follow this kind of um, of way of eating, and it's also very good when our fat index is low. Then the fruits the energy from the fruit can go to the cells without being blocked by the fat, and that's one of the main reasons for that. And that means that the energy from all the carbohydrates can directly translate into vitality, basically, and we will feel very very energized. Um, and will not feel too lethargic. So on that way of eating. Um, yeah, so this is also a wonderful way of eating. Of course, it's not a rigid rules. Some every day, I mean, one could have a bit more fat or put less fat. Maybe one day it will be 10%, one day it will be 15%, or even 20 in big days, and that is perfectly fine. So it's just the basic average, one could say, um, that one does in one's lifestyle. So to reach more or less 80-10-10. But it is a choice of the individual what one does. Again, it's not a rigid rule, but it's just a guidelines basically. And yeah, one also needs to eat enough. But in any case, but in some way of eating, one maybe needs to do it even think about it even more because it's more raw, and we need more volumes to eat than cooked. Um, for the same amount of calories. So like because as I said earlier, the oil is very very much like the volume is very small, but the number of calories is a lot. I think one tablespoon of oil is something like maybe 100 kilocalories, which is gigantic. So just one tablespoon, and we need about 2,000 to 2,500 calories a day, depending also if we are doing sport or not. Then we need a bit more. But oil is extremely calorie dense, while all the fruits, vegetables like legumes are very low in calorie density. I mean in yes, well, calorie density. So the calorie is very low, nutrient they are extremely high. So that's why we need to eat more fruits than we need those that have more less volume but more calories. Like oil doesn't have almost they have some nutrient but not that much. It's basically pure fat. While if we eat like a fruit, it's a wonderful self-contained powerhouse, but the calories is quite low. So there is also the high fat vegan, which is very rich and satisfying and grounding. For example, avocados and oils are very much quite a lot of fat in them. The most natural source is avocado, so oil is processed mostly. Of course, there are less processed oil than others, like cold pressed olive oil. But yeah, avocado is nature's special treat for fat. There aren't that many fruit, so avocado I believe is a fruit that actually is so much filled with fat, but it's good fat. It's healthy fat. Maybe we should not eat too much, but it is very healthy. Then there's also nuts and seeds, which contain a lot of fat. There are nut cheeses and sauces that may contain a lot of fat because they are based on nuts. They may feel indulgent and and they are very flavorful additions that one can enjoy from time to time. I would say it's not high fat vegan is not like something that we should consume always. It's more like from time to time, I would say. Maybe if we go to a restaurant, then we will often eat high fat food because there's a lot of oil, often salt and sugar in restaurants' food, which is fine, really. As long as it is vegan, it is fine. But then we may feel a bit lethargic because high fat makes us feel a bit sleepy. So I would say it's like eat more like a treat, but it's not something that I would recommend to eat every day. Still, some people may thrive on it. One can try it out and see how it goes, basically. Um, and then there is the low fat vegan, which is more like well, starch powered food a lot. So it's like potatoes, sweet potatoes, and squashes, which is very satisfying and complex carbohydrates, and also whole grains like rice, oats, quinoa, whole wheat pasta. Then I mean, low fat, one doesn't eat a lot of oil because oil is so much condensated fat, basically. So some use a little bit of oil, some don't use oil at all. And there's a lot of things to eat, like legumes, beans, lentils, peas. So it's also very big on fiber. And well, a low-fat vegan is kind of similar to whole food plant-based. Whole food plant-based is also a low-fat vegan diet mostly. Um, Also, the 80-10-10 is a low-fat vegan. So low-fat vegan is more like, or again, is could be seen as placeholders for different ways of eating. So one would be low-fat, one would be high-fat, and then different ways of eating would fit into one of those categories. Um, yeah, so it's the food usually is quite simple to prepare, low-fat, because it's a lot of starch and also fruits. Fruits are also included, of course. It has a strong scientific backing for cardiovascular health and weight management as well. Um, as as one maximize the nutrition while keeping the caloric density quite low. Um, so this is a very nice way of consuming plant-based food. And then there's the intuitive, like and flexible vegan, where one does just eats vegan always, but in a way that one feels best for oneself. In all cases, it is we should eat whatever makes us feel good. Um, but yeah, so one can try different types of way of eating. Um, One can try one of the one above, for example, or any other one. Or one can just eat whatever one wishes at the moment. Maybe in time, maybe some periods one eats like that, other periods one eats another way. Um, I would say that I am mostly like kind of intuitive, flexible vegan. I just eat what I wish. Um, the only requirement is that it is vegan. I will not deny um, any food as long as it is vegan. I will eat it and enjoy it. Doesn't mean that I don't have some preferences, of course. um, like fruits is wonderful. Um, and yeah, I love very much avocados and yeah, and um, I'm a fan of raw food because it makes one feel very light and very uh, yeah, very light, very energetic, not sluggish. Um, I like the low fat, especially version. But yeah, one can just experiment with that. It's okay to experiment. Um, yeah, it depends on different things, like on the seasons also, on the activity. If one is an athlete, then of course the requirement will be a little bit different. Maybe they need more plant-based protein. Um, like for the runners, they will eat a lot of also carbohydrates. Um, and yeah, it's also if we are stressful or our mood or in the life phases, different life phases, etc. So we should not believe that the vegan diet is restrictive. It's only restrictive in the sense that we do not eat anything that comes from animals, so no animal products. That is basically the only rule to follow. So if there's one rule, that would be it. It's as simple as that. And after that, one is completely free to choose whatever one wishes and how it makes one feel best. Um, and yeah, and for health, some may be a bit better, like whole food plant based, maybe a bit more. There's more scientific backing behind it, like less fat, so minimizing fat, like oils, which is more like aligned with 80-10-10. It's all coming basically all coming together. So this may be the more healthy way of eating, minimizing issues, cardiovascular issues, um, to a very low, like a single digit probability of having any cardiovascular issues. Even though in society it may be one of the first, I think, issue in society. Also, heart attacks is one of the main issue in society. At least in some countries. I think in the US it's number one possibly. But if people would eat whole food plant based, like 80-10-10 or low fat raw vegan healthy version, then the risk of a heart disease is very low. So it is quite wonderful, and for me, because of it, the like the government body that promotes food should absolutely promote this food so that people will be more healthy. But yes, they actually are already now they changed their recommendation over many years, and now they don't really. Before that, they recommended things like I think dairy, and now it's like something like it is not kind of mandatory anymore. So that's already a step forward. So things are changing also in the way people view this, even all the government stuff. But yeah, it is for us to really follow it. It's not just one recommendation. It's we need to follow this if we want to be healthy. Um, Especially if we have some health issues, then it is very good to try to learn about those like whole food plant based. One can just see a nutritionist, dietitian, plant-based dietitian, nutritionist, ideally, or plant-based doctors are amazing. Um, yeah. So yes. So one ethic main expression. Um, yes. So like when we eat really healthily, then it doesn't matter which way we eat. As long as it is plant-based or vegan, it will be compassionate to all life. We honor life. We reduce the harm to animals, of course. That's the very first aspect of it. Um, that's the heart of veganism, basically. Then it's very sustainable to the planet, to reduce our ecological footprint. Extremely important nowadays with the climate change and all. And then it's very nourishing because it's a lot of it's very nutrient dense if we eat correctly. So for all the reasons, that's why it's a great way of consuming food, and consuming food is one of our main activity in the day. We most of us consume maybe 3 times a day, 3 meals a day, the morning, lunch, and dinner. Some eat two, some eat one, but we all need to eat quite a lot. When you eat from time to time, like snacks and all those kind of things, that's okay. And so yeah, food is very much present in our life, evidently, also when we go to restaurants or social um, aspects. But as long as it is like vegan, it will be compassionate again. It will be all of it, all of those points together. Doesn't matter which type we choose, which is why it is so important to eat a vegan diet. Um, and then we are free to choose inside the vegan diet framework whatever we are most attracted to. Um, and yeah, and to like try to listen to our body and the wisdom of our body. Our body knows best what we really wish. Um, and from time to time we can adjust our how we consume food, again in the vegan framework, not outside. So best not to eat anything outside of it. Maybe for some people it will be too hard, so one can start slow if one wish, like maybe just one meal a day to be vegan, either breakfast, dinner, or lunch. Um, maybe stop slowly, like stop first going vegetarians and then going vegan. And also vegetarians, there are many like types. Some eat eggs, some eat fish. So then go slowly, go reduce those. Go like lacto-vegetarians, so no meat, fish, or eggs. And then go vegan after that. So remove also all the dairy products um, after that. I would suggest not to take too long. Um, like not to take like many years, especially when one is actually aware of all the issues of the animal agriculture. In the past, that was not the case. Nobody told us about all those uh, aspects. So that's why in the past, maybe many were vegetarians because they thought that was it. That was the main expression of compassion, but it is not yet the end of the road. And yeah, and even in the vegan diet, one can even go maybe further if one really wish. Um, it's like important to see from where the food comes from. Like, do we eat food that came from the other side of the world, or only food that are local, which is better, of course, for so many reasons. And yeah, so even in the vegan diet, we can still go a bit further in our investigation of the origin of food, even vegan food. Um, yeah, so that's it basically. So thank you very much. I hope you got something out of it. Um, and yeah, so I think that was the. Oh, there's one more. So yeah, basically it's kindness in action. So veganism first is not a diet; it's a philosophy. It's an ethical philosophy. One could say ethical way of being. It's a daily practice of reducing harm and choosing compassion whenever possible. Basically, that's it. And we should choose whatever is best for the animals, for the planet, for ourselves, for our health. Um, and over time, it can, of course, change. This is what we saw. And that's a wonderful way of saying is that food styles are tools, not identities. They are tools for to eat in a way that support us from a health perspective, to our values, and how it works in the long term, indeed. Yeah, and being vegan, one is part of a very big global community where one can share ideas and recipes and all. Um, yeah, and one can express the one's unique expression of the veganism or vegan diet um, for all. So yeah, that was the last slide, and yeah, thank you. So let's go to the practice now. So, let's start like similarly to all our past sessions. We will do it in a very systematic way. Um, we start with the prayer part, and then in the prayer part, as already said, you can follow whatever I'm I'm giving, like the prayer that I give, but you can pray in your own way. Evidently, you can also make it very creative, where you every time you pray, you pray from your heart and say different things, and that's a very good way. So one can either follow like some so-called script, or just be creative. Here we follow always the same, because it's a very simple prayer, which is really very, very short and to the point, and it gives us good feelings and good framework for the day ahead. So let's do that. Just for today, I will not worry. Just for today, I will not be angry. Just for today, I will do my work honestly. Just for today, I will show gratitude for my many blessings. Just for today, I will be kind to all living beings. May today be a joyful, peaceful, blissful, and magical day. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. May all the beings in all the worlds be happy and free, and may our thoughts, words, and deeds contribute in some way to that happiness and freedom for all. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om peace to all of nature, peace to all living beings, to all humans, to all animals, peace to ourselves, to our own mind. Om. So now we pass to the gratitude practice. Again, just a couple of minutes to be grateful for anything that we have in life. So many things to be grateful for. We do it because gratefulness is the mother of all virtues. For me, it sprouts for all the other ones. So it's good to nourish it, to remember it every day, to be grateful, all the time to be grateful about everything, everyone around us. Um, yeah, so let's do that for just a couple of minutes. I will ring a bell at the end. So let's move now to do a little bit of physical exercises. Feel free to do something else. That's okay. So let's start like with the Sufi rolls. So inhale forward, exhale back in a circle. And the other way. Come back to center. Then the big bear. So inhale, exhale. Come back to center. Inhale, exhale, turn to one side. Inhale, expand the spine. Exhale, turn a bit more. Come back to center. Inhale. Exhale the other side. Inhale, extend the spine. Exhale, turn a bit more. Come back to center. Like inhale, one foot on the ground. Then exhale, turn to the side. The other side. Inhale, exhale. Come back to center. Hands on the shoulders. Inhale, exhale. The other side. Come back to center. Make some rolls. Extend the legs. Then stretch the feet and the legs. And bring your foot, your legs in a diamond shape. So that. Then just fold forward very gently. Don't push. It's a passive position. And just remain there for a couple of breaths. And slowly come back. So now we did the prayer, gratefulness, physical exercise. Now we do the relaxation. So of relaxation, we are going to do um, like before the 31 points. I'm going to do it twice, once um, together and once by yourself. So just close your eyes, sit straight. You can also lying down. Relax your body, relax all your tensed muscles, relax your shoulders, your face, your head, relax your back, hips, legs, and arms and hands. Relax your belly, your neck. Take a couple of deep breaths from the nose, out from the nose. Then let's start. Bring your entire awareness to the space between the eyebrows. Pit of the throat, right shoulder, right elbow, right wrist, tip of the right thumb, tip of the index finger, middle finger, ring finger, and little finger. Back to the right wrist, right elbow, right shoulder, pit of the throat, left shoulder, left elbow, left wrist, tip of the left thumb, tip of the index finger, middle finger, ring finger, and little finger. Back to the left wrist, left elbow, left shoulder, pit of the throat, the center of the chest, right chest, center of the chest, left chest, and center of the chest. And relax. And now let's do it on our own. So same thing, just without guidance. and slowly open your eyes. So, so now we did relaxation, and next is pranayama. Again, we're going to do same as previous sessions. So um, we're going to do the practice of inhaling for 8 seconds and exhaling for 8 seconds. So we're going to inhale for 4 seconds, exhale for 4 seconds. If that is too much, then go to 3 or even 2. And just to recap, we want it to be as silent as possible, to be diaphragmatic, so from the abdomen, not from the chest or the shoulders. They should remain very relaxed. Our breath should really be quite low. We want to avoid having like retention or pauses at the top and the bottom of the inhalation, exhalation, exhalation, inhalation. Yeah, and now trying to reduce all the like intermediate pauses. So when we inhale, it should be really very, very smoothly, and we breathe from the nose, and we breathe out from the nose as well, unless we have some nose blockages issues. But otherwise, we inhale, exhale from the nose. Yeah, so let's do that. So it's again 4 seconds in, 4 seconds out. So let's start now. And slowly open your eyes. Now we move and we do the same with breathing in for 3 seconds and out for 6 seconds. So X to X ratio. Same thing applies. So let's do that. Okay. So now, before going further, let's take 5 minutes break. So let's continue. So we're going to do, like yesterday, the alternate nostril breathing. So type 2, which is just a pattern, which is very easy. Just if we, again, if we block for example the right nostril, then we exhale from left, inhale from left, switch, exhale, inhale, switch, exhale, inhale, switch, exhale, inhale, switch, exhale, inhale, switch, exhale, inhale. That would be one round. A second round would be starting from the other nostrils and doing the same thing. And the third round is the same as the first round. So we're going to do one round together, and then each one of us will do 3 rounds on their own. So bring your hands in Vishnu Mudra. Bend your index and middle finger. Use your ring and thumb to block. So inhale, exhale, inhale to start. Block right, exhale from left. Inhale from left. Switch, exhale. Inhale. 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 And relax. So between each round, we can do 10-15 seconds of break. Yeah, so let's do that. So 3 rounds of alternate nostril breathing, type 2. So each one on their own. Okay, so let's move to the next practice, which is the Brahmari, or Bumblebee. And it's very calming to the nervous system, so it's very good practice to do, to relax. And the idea is just to close the mouth and then make like a sound like mm, like inhale from the nose, then and so on and so forth. So we will do it also for a couple of minutes. So let's do it all together. You don't need to follow the same timing as me. Um, if you want shorter or longer, it is fine. And slowly relax. Feel the effects of the practice. So now we go to the next step, which is the self-dialogue. Very briefly now. So this is can be something. Okay, when we talk with ourselves in a positive, kind, compassionate way. It can be prayer, can be affirmations, can be gratefulness, can be meditating on higher truths like who am I, who am I not, can be self-counseling like what do I want, maybe what are my goals, aspirations, yeah, how can I achieve my goals, positive goals, and or friendship with mind, just talking with the mind in a friendly, compassionate way. Yeah, so many options. It's our choice to what we want to discuss with our mind, to our higher self, with our buddhi. So yes, so what is the idea is that we want to let the steam out from the mind so that we can later meditate more peacefully. So we can like let the mind have his or her time, and then afterwards doing meditation, we can very kindly and compassionately tell our mind to please remain as silent as possible for that period, and then we go back to listening to the mind. But during meditation, we'll be calm. So yeah, so self dialogue, talk with ourselves in a positive way. It's very beneficial to do it before meditation, even just a couple of minutes, 2 3 minutes. Just um, talk whatever you wish, and then meditate. Then the meditation will be more fruitful. So let's do that. We do it for about 12 minutes. So let's start now. So this concludes our self-dialogue part, and now we will move to the actual meditation. Um, so we will do something similar to what we did yesterday. So we'll start with 3 minutes, then 4, then 6, then 9, then 12, then 18. So that it is a gradual process of like going within and being able to concentrate more fully. So we're going to do just focusing on the air in the nostrils. And in order to have some grounding to begin with, we can count a little bit. So counting from 1 to 5, then back to 1 every time we inhale and exhale. We can also think in and out when we inhale, exhale. And we try to feel the air in the nostrils. Or cold and hot air, cold coming in, hot coming out. Or the feeling of the air on the lips. Anywhere that you feel some kind of sensation that you can anchor on. And we try to really put all our attention on it. When thoughts come, we treat them as clouds. We don't put our attention on them. We can notice them, but we don't follow them. And they are like clouds, basically. Thoughts are just thoughts. They will always come to our mind. But it's up to us to either follow them or not. If you follow them, then it can take a long time to come out of it, out of the train of thoughts. It's a good name. And if you don't follow them, then they are just come and go. Any thoughts. So we did the self-dialogue indeed in order to let the mind think a little bit, to enjoy thinking. But now meditation, we want to avoid following any thoughts as much as possible. It's not easy. And we should always be kind and compassionate to ourselves. If we cannot maintain concentration, that is fine. As the saying goes, Rome was not built in one day. It takes some time. So just enjoy the process. And we'll start with 3 minutes. So really 3 minutes, we can really focus on doing it as best as possible, knowing that it is just 3 minutes. So in these 3 minutes, we really want to give it our best. And then we continue from there. So, okay, first stretch your legs and be as comfortable as possible. And a stable and comfortable position. That's the most important. Be very, very relaxed. Relaxation is part of meditation practice. If we are stressed, then it will be hard to meditate. So we need to be relaxed, both in body and mind. But the mind is harder maybe than the body, so at least we can relax the body. And the breath needs to be relaxed, so we try to keep our shoulders relaxed. No tension in our face, eyes. We can do a rapid body scan to see which parts are tense and which are not. And then whatever is tense, then we just um, request it to relax. So this is always a good way to start like a meditation, just for a couple of minutes, just to see what is tense and then relax it. Of course, here we are doing just 3 minutes for the first time, so maybe let's keep that to a minimum, and then just focus as much as possible. You can count, as we said, in the mind, not out loud, and yeah. So let's try it out. I will start with a bell and end with a bell. Okay, let's start now. So this was 3 minutes. How was it? Was it too long? Too short? Yeah, if you meditate and this is already challenging, then you can just remain 3 minutes. That is very good. 3 minutes of one pointed focus is extremely good. So just training to first do like 3 minutes really well, and then going further, that is a fine strategy. but there's also strategy to do longer ones. So, because the analogy that is often given is like the mind is like um, water with like muddy water. So if we let the water being still, it will after some time the mud will fall down and then the pure water will remain at the top. But it takes some time for that to happen. That's why we do a bit longer meditations. And what happens if we start to shake the water, then the mud will again start to mix with the water. So both have their advantages. So if doing like only shorter ones or longer ones, they can go hand in hand. So let's continue. Let's do 4 minutes now. Starting now. Remember, just watch the breath. Do not control it. Just relax. And let's do a last one before a short break. So let's do 6 minutes. Try to be without moving as much as possible. Really immobile like a tree. Starting now. So let's take 5 minutes break and then we will continue. So let's continue. Um, we continue with 9 minutes. So we'll do the same, just watching the breath for 9 minutes. Again, please be stable and comfortable. Try to not follow the thoughts as much as possible. Just watch them from a distance. Don't control your breath. Very important. So you don't breathe in for X seconds, out of X seconds. You don't think about that at all. Just watch it happen naturally. Um, yeah, let's do that. So relax for a minute or two and stretch, get up. Uh, okay, and now we will do going a bit further. So 12 minutes. Try to see the differences in how you feel. How do you view time? How time passes by? Are you maybe bored with longer times? Or it's better because you have more time to really feel at ease and more peaceful? So, yeah, be mindful of how time passes by and how you feel based on the length of the meditations. So let's do this for 12 minutes now. So take a minute or two to relax, um, and then we'll do our last meditation um, of the morning, which will be 18 minutes. Okay, so let's go for the last last finish line. So we're going to practice meditate for 18 minutes. If that is too much, then just make it shorter and then you can leave it anytime. And exactly the same thing, so just watching the breath and flow naturally, watching some sensations of the breath. When the mind wanders, just very gently bring the mind back to the breath. Um, and yeah, so try to enjoy it. Feel peaceful, relaxed. Um, do a rapid body scan in the beginning, just to see that the body is stable and comfortable, and any tensed muscle, just relax it, especially the shoulders and the jaw. So yeah, let's do this. that concludes our session for today. So to recap what we saw today in the initial lecture, that was about the different way that we can eat as a vegan. There are many ways. One can be creative and create one's own way, as long as it doesn't hurt the animals. It's okay. There are some that may be more healthy than others, like whole food plant-based, but they are all okay. Whatever one feels best, one can try different ways, like raw vegan, raw till four, mostly raw, low fat, high fat, 80-10-10, whole food plant-based, and anything that you can think of, or giant vegan. So going a bit further and eating what giants can eat plus vegan. Yeah, and just enjoy the food, enjoy the process, eat mindfully, and yeah. So that was the lecture. Then we did the usual sequence that we do every day, and since yesterday we started a little bit differently for the meditation. We do gradual meditations, which is quite nice. So going from short ones to long ones. Yeah, to try to get used to meditate at different for different times and see what works for oneself. So thank you so much for being here, for having a kind, compassionate heart. And I wish you a wonderful day with the best of wishes, and hope to see you soon. And yeah, bye bye.